esteemed panelists on my right and on my left, members of the different Tanzanian authorities and institutions, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I can see some students as well, esteemed colleagues and friends. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you to this forum debate. It's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today in Dar es Salaam, whose name means, Stella said it well yesterday, the abode of peace in Arabic, or I should say heaven. It reflects the beauty and the significance of this vibrant coastal gateway to the Indian Ocean. Here, in this remarkable setting, we gather to address an issue of profound importance: maritime security, safety of navigation, together with sustainability. This is not just a regional concern, but a global imperative that will shape the future of our planet. The oceans are the lifeblood of our world. They connect continents, drive global trade, sustain economies, and support the livelihoods of millions. Yet, they are also under immense pressure from pollution, piracy, unsafe navigation, and the urgent need to balance development with environmental preservation. As the International Maritime Organization has aptly stated, and it is the theme for 2025, our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity. This theme underscores our shared responsibility to protect and sustainably manage our maritime resources while unlocking the immense potential they hold for future generations. Today, we embark on a critical conversation about the interconnectedness of our oceans, economies, and environment. This forum is a testament to the progress we have made, particularly through initiatives like the Port Security and Safety of Navigation Program. This program has been a cornerstone of our efforts to enhance maritime security and sustainability across Eastern Africa, and its achievements are worth celebrating. Over just 2 years, PSP has delivered remarkable results. 3,000 plus individuals trained in port security and safety protocols. 9 countries in the region benefiting from strengthened maritime operations. 200 plus women empowered through specialized training, enabling them to take on leadership roles in maritime safety and environmental protection. These accomplishments are a testament to the power of collaboration through the combined efforts of global and regional partners, including the IMO, Interpol, and UNODC. We have made significant strides in combating and reducing pollution and improving navigation safety. Tanzania, as a strategic hub and one of the beneficiary countries, is one of the world's busiest maritime routes and has first-hand transformating impact of these initiatives. Yet, despite these successes, our work is far from complete. The challenges we face are complex and interconnected. Pollution threatens maritime ecosystem. Unsafe navigation endangers lives and livelihoods. The storage of dangerous goods poses risk to port security. Emergency response capacities need strengthening. These issues demand urgent attention, but they also present extraordinary opportunities for innovation, collaboration, and growth. So, today's forum is not just a platform to reflect on these challenges, but a call to action, a chance to explore solutions, best practices, and inspire collective efforts toward a sustainable maritime future. This forum is designed to be interactive and inclusive. So me, as the moderator, of course the questions will be geared toward our panelists, but feel free when we are going to give the time for questions to come up with your questions, because we have experts all around this room to give their views on how to improve the maritime safety and security. So we encourage our dear students, who are the future for everyone, to actively participate. And of course, we have representatives from Coast Guard I have met, from other institutions, who have their views they can put forward. So let me seize this moment to thank you all for your participation today. And now I will give the floor to Mr. Raj Mohabir, who is the officer in charge, the head of Maritime Department of the Indian Ocean Commission, and also the IOC is the overall coordinator for the Port Security and Safety of Navigation Program. So, Raj, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues, respected protocols, all protocols observed. I would like to, first of all, welcome you all to this very important session, I believe. Normally we have the tendency to restrict discussions on security to government institutions and officials. And I'm very happy that we are organizing this event today and that the United Republic of Tanzania has agreed that we should embark also the private sector and other institutions, including especially university students. And as it was very well said by the moderator, the university students, the youth, you are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the policymakers of tomorrow. And you'll also be the private sector actors of tomorrow, and also the other non-state actors, you'll be there. So it is very important to involve you right from the start in these kind of exchanges. So I'm very glad to be together with you today to have this exchange with all the key concerned stakeholders who are all involved in one way or the other in ensuring that the ports is secure, that our oceans and seas are secure, and hence to discuss, and as was also very well put by the moderator, let's see to it what are the key actions that we can take together. So this event, I don't see it only if one-day exchange with the students and with the non-state actors and the private sector. I would urge you to put on the table proposals on how we can continue to engage with you. And I think it's very important, not just to democratize access to information and to policy making at national level, but more importantly, because the security at sea in the Tanzanian waters and the Zimbabwean waters is very much linked to the level of security and measures that are taken in the neighboring countries and worldwide. And I'd like to give two examples. When there were the attacks from the Houthis in Yemen, there was a vessel which was called Rubimar. And if you click in Google, maybe you'll find it there. Rubimar was a vessel carrying 22,000 tons of fertilizers. It was hit by a missile from the Houthis, apparently. But then eventually it stayed there for at least 12 days in distress. Why? Because, no one could come closer to save that vessel. That vessel was hit, it couldn't go anywhere. And eventually it has sunk. It sank at the entrance of the Red Sea. Now imagine that vessel would be, trying to go away from from that region, and it goes south and reaches your region. What would happen? What I'm trying to tell you is that maritime security and security in your region is very much linked to the security situation in other region. I'll take another example. for some reasons, it hasn't been too much talked about, but there was another vessel that was hit again by the Houthis. It is called Sunyan, Sounion. I don't know whether you'll find the details information in Google, but if you look for it, you'll find it. And it was a tanker, and it was hit. That vessel, it was, secured. Finally, it was attacked. There was lots of fire on the vessel, but vessel kept on being on fire for several days. And a vessel with lots of fuel on fire, it is a big bomb, very big bomb. But fortunately, there were many actors based on the lessons on Rubima. They were able to, got the fire on the vessel turned off. And in fact, all the personnel of the vessel just left the vessel and went away. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we should not be looking at the dangers at sea and the situation with respect to maritime security at ports, only from the perspective of one country, but you should look it from the perspective of a regional or global problem. Just like at a port, when there is a vessel which comes, if the other ports in the neighbors do not check it well, it may be that when it reaches the port here, it may have problems like, oil spills or problems, all sorts of problems. If you go and you check, you'll find. So I wanted just to give you a few examples on the need for a wider sensitization and need to understand the issues with respect to port security and safety of navigation. All these are related, and I'm very happy to be together with you. I'm here and we are working together. And as it was said also by the moderator, this program is not just confined to Tanzania or the IOC countries. Now, those who do not know, the Indian Ocean Commission is not an Indian institution. It's the intergovernmental organization of the Southwest Indian Ocean island states, Mauritius, Seychelles, Comoros, Madagascar, Réunion, etc. But then when we undertake some activities, we don't restrict our activities only to our member states. On maritime security, this is something we are working very closely with all the other countries. We want all the countries in the region to be working together, simply because, we cannot be looking at our islands, because at the end of the day, the challenges on maritime security of one country is linked to the level of security or insecurity in another country. So with these words, I just wanted to, give you the bigger picture on this. We remain very committed to ensuring and improving maritime security in the whole region, in Mozambique, in South Africa, in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Somalia, in Djibouti, in all the islands. We need to work together, and we need to see to it that the level of security is improved so that the benefits from our oceans, whether it is traffic, whether it is all the goods that we export or import, or the potential for economic growth based on blue economy, that these are very well, it reaches the population and to everyone. So with this, I would like to end. I'll be very happy to listen to you all. And please, again, I'm repeating one point which I made, is that don't, please, especially students, do not look at it as a one-off event today. Think about whether you would be willing to participate in, in a way where we can continue to exchange, or even, if you're trying to learn something further, that we can develop some collaborative arrangements so that the exchange continues. The same goes for a private sector based in United Republic of Tanzania. So thanks very much again, and I'll be very happy to be with you.
I have now the privilege to welcome all the panelists, and you can see we have gender balance here. Thank you, Tanzania, for that. Okay. And of course, I will leave the floor to all the panelists to present themselves. So we'll start with Captain. You can present yourself, what you have with your wealth of experience. We want to know what have been your position and, of course, your title and everything.
Okay, thank you. My name is King Chiragi. After school, I started my career at sea, worked for 13 years at sea, then went into training, went to the Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute, worked as a lecturer, eventually becoming director of studies. After that, I shifted to the administration, that is Sumatra. Worked as director of maritime safety and security, worked as a surveyor, also government surveyor. And after that service, I retired. And now I'm still with TASAC, the Maritime Administration, as a board member. So that's my experience from sea to training, then to administration. Of course, attended a number of conferences in IMO. I've worked as an IMO consultant in a number of countries, Seychelles, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, and so on. So that is me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. As Ividu said, I believe most of you know me, but still there are some few, especially the students, who maybe it's the first time to meet here. My name is Stella Joshua Katondo, and currently I'm working with the Ministry of Transport as the Director for Transport, Safety, Environment, and Security. Without forgetting maritime, although I'm doing all the modes, but even maritime is on my desk. I started working with Tanzania Harbors Authority by then. Now it's Tanzania Ports Authority. Just after finished my I can say Form 6, although we went for the national service 1 year, and then I joined the THA by then. Now it's TPA as a clerk, and from there I escalated up to the port manager of Mtwara Port, and from there I was shifted to Ministry of Transport, and here I am. I went to school basically majoring transport. I did the transport administration, majoring maritime, and I went to level of masters, which I took from the World Maritime University, specializing in port management. Thank you.
As I've been introduced, my name is Tisha Mutaki, currently the Director of Maritime Safety, Security and Environment with TASAC. Before entering this maritime world, I worked with the Attorney General's Chambers as State Attorney. And later on, I moved to the Daily Maritime Administration in Sumatra, where I joined in 2008. Where I work there as the principal legal officer and manager of legal services. And later on, after developing interest in maritime, I had gone master's degree in international maritime law at IMLI. I'm an IMLI graduate and a sponsorship of IMO. I think these programs, which are real build capacity to maritime developing countries. So I obtained full sponsorship from the IMO. So after working with the then Sumatra, later on in 2017, I was appointed as the Director of Legal Services with the Tanzania Ports Authority, where I stayed there for like 5 years until in 2023 when I joined TASAC as the Director of Maritime Safety, Security, and the Environment. So here I am, very passionate in the maritime industry. I have attended several international meetings in this sector. So here I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Captain Alexi Katama. I said I'm a ship's captain on management level. Currently working with the TASAC as manager for navigation safety, security, and the environment. Before and still now, I oversee MRC activities. When I say MRCC, it's Maritime Rescue Coordination Center. I was a flood reported state control and ship surveyor for almost 15 years. Yeah, that's here I am now. Thank you.
So Stella, to start with the bang, how can port security and safety of navigation practices contribute reducing maritime pollution while fostering sustainable economic growth? Like we have seen so many cases of pollution and things like this. So how can these good practices contribute to reducing maritime pollution?
Thank you very much. As this question is regarding to pollution, first of all, I would like the participants to concentrate in pollution. As you know, pollution is the IMO has we have got a MAPO, which is guiding us on how to control pollution in our areas. And the MAPO has got 6 annexes. And to Tanzania, of course, you were party to 5 annexes, Annex 1 up to 5. In fact, we are now working on the 6th annex. Coming back to the question, as you can see,
About the good practices, yeah.
yes, how can port security and safe of navigation practices contribute to reducing maritime pollution while fostering sustainability, economic growth? Here we have to focus on, first of all, as we know, in order to clear the pollution, you will have to involve a lot of resources, human capacity, money, equipment, and all this, which means you'll be spending a lot of money. And because we have got rules and regulation for Tanzania, we have got TASAC. Because the nation, the government decided to control and to work safely by having a regulator, a maritime regulator. Yes. And TASAC being maritime regulator, they the government through TASAC, we've got rules, we've got regulations to control the pollution and to work safely so as to reduce or maybe to, of course, is to reduce spending time, money, and all this, which in turn is instead maybe of having that resources, in economic activities. You'll be spending them in clearing pollution. Maybe I can start by introducing this and allow participants to come in. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. So I don't know if you, Michele, you want to pop in, or Mr. Raj. Can I have a microphone on the floor, please? Can I have a microphone, please?
No, I just wanted to intervene on the point that has been made that ensuring a secure port and ensuring that the vessels are compliant to international regulations is key. At the same time, there is economic gains. So I'll give you just two examples. One is that in 2005, I did a study on the impact of fisheries in the countries. So what I found is that it's not the fish itself that impacted positively to the economy. So for example, into Mauritius, every fishing vessel coming to the port in 2005 was spending $200,000 at one time they come. So every trip, $200,000 equivalent. That's 20 years ago. So now surely it's double at least or treble. So imagine if you have 1,000 vessels coming to your port, or 2,000, the more it comes, the economic impact is huge, because that creates economy on so many things. That's one. On the issue of pollution and the need to prevent pollution, the impact, that there was Wakasho to Mauritius. By independent experts, it has been assessed that the economic loss to Mauritius is about nearly $40 million.
Immense.
40 million. But to look at all its impacts, it's $400 billion. So, you see, on one hand, by ensuring port security and safety of navigation, as you say, it will attract more vessels coming to your port, and every single time a vessel comes, there is a lot of economic activities and economic benefits. And at the same time, if the security of the ports are not well addressed and there is marine pollution, just like Wakasho, the consequences are huge. Not only it's huge, Mauritius until now hasn't been able to claim back all the negative impacts from pollution. And that is the other challenge. In other words, the negative impact of marine pollution will remain the problem of the country. The country will pay for those most of the negative impacts. Now, a third point I'd like to make is that the IOC, we are also working on maritime security. One of the aspects of maritime security is marine pollution. And we are simulating a major marine pollution in Mombasa in the week of 7th to 11th of July this year. And because Tanzania is just neighboring Kenya, I think it will be very important for Tanzania to benefit from that marine pollution exercise that we will do. So we will be discussing with you, and we would need the key concern officials to be engaging with very soon in the weeks to come. We will engage with you to see to it how we can involve you in that exercise. Thank you very much.
Captain Chiragi, now we are getting in the heart of the debate. And let's be blunt. What specific challenges does Tanzania face in implementing international standards for port safety and pollution prevention? I believe you can speak, yeah? Hopefully.
Without the word specific, What challenges does Tanzania face? Okay, as we all know, these are international standards. So the first thing is you have to know the standard. And this requires some research, could require some awareness to impart knowledge on the prospective implementers. So the key challenge is people knowing the standards. You talk of MAPO, what is MAPO? People have to know what MAPO is. People have to know about OPRC, people have to know about, so the
First thing, sorry. When
First
we
thing.
talk, people need to know. Who needs to know? It's Tanzanian authorities.
I said the prospective implementers. I mean, if it deals with education, then the institute, of course, starting with the government itself. I mean, government officials. I mean, do we see the need for, say, adopting this standard? So that one is knowing what is in the standards or what the standards are.
So analyzing the gaps you want to say.
Sure. And then after that, it is the process, the lawmaking process, because this is international standard. It has to be domesticated. So you have that process also. It's not you work today, request this implementation or ratification of this convention, and then it happens tomorrow. It takes time, and sometimes it can take years. So that's a big challenge. You are interested in adopting a standard, but the process may hinder you in a way, and you cannot avoid it. You cannot skip.
So sorry to interrupt you. First, you have spoken about the gaps. Second, time it takes to implement the process.
Sure.
So I can identify two challenges you have. You want to add more?
Yeah, one more is, I think it is related to the first, knowing what you need to do. An example is, as we speak now, we are having underwater radiated noise. We have guidelines on this from IMO. It's part of the MAPO system. So people are now saying, as you say, our waters are, we are welcoming so many ships, and these ships produce noise. Okay, and that noise impacts on the ecosystem, but also the living creatures in the water. So people are working on this. And a good example, I think in South Africa, they had a national workshop on this. What does it mean? What can we do? So that is, I think, that's a good practice. So knowing and then acting, preparing for implementation. Sometimes if you understand and then know, then as you say, you know the gaps. How do we fill this gap? Sometimes you may request a workshop from IMO or any other organization. You may say, we need a national workshop. So without knowing the standards, then knowing the gaps, and then preparing for implementation, that is, you can have adopt a standard and then fail to implement it. So the challenge one is knowing the standards. Challenge two, the gaps. Challenge two is the lawmaking process. Because you have to adopt it into a national law. And then another one is awareness to the people. The enforcement, I would say, now comes enforcement. It's also a challenge.
Yes.
Because talk TASAC, they have so much to enforce. Do they have the resources in terms of finances, in terms of expertise? So you have those challenges. So resources also could be another source of challenge to be able to implement the international standards. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so much happy to be here today. My name is Sabato Sarungi. I'm a student, but a master's degree student at Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute, but here I'm presenting MRCC. I'm an intern from MRCC, DASAC. My question is, these international conventions, such as MARPOL, they just provide the minimum standards for compliance for the ships or ports to comply with the with those international standards. But it gives the room to the countries, specific countries, to have their own standards that suit their own problems. Yeah. For example, okay, let's say, even my question is, in Tanzania, do we have our own set of standards that can suit our own problems, very specifically for Marpol, our ports, our authorities? Do we have our own standards that surely they comply with the Marpol, but they suit our own problems? If yes, another question arises. The 20 years ago problems cannot be solved by the today's problems. And also today's problems cannot solve 20 years to come problems. So do we have a habit of amending those our own standards to suit the current problem? If yes, it's good. But if no, don't you think that it is important to have such kind of initiative? Thank you.
You will get the right answer later on. May I have the second question, please? Good morning. Good morning. My name is Musa Abdalosai. I am a student from Banari College. And my question is, an organization around the world has its own rules and regulations. So my question is, what are the rules and regulations of TASA in regulating marine pollution? Of TASAC? What are the rules and regulations of TASAC in regulating marine pollution?
International conventions do not belong to a particular country. We are part of that. And once we are part of that, those are our standards. I may start with that one. Because you undergo ratification process, you agree to them, but before doing that, we have some meetings and engagements. If we have an objection to that, you either don't ratify or you don't domesticate them. For our case, back to our question, yes, when it comes to small ships, when it comes to convention ships, we have to comply with applicable conventions. But again, we have some regulations for small vessels and the coastal vessels. Those are local ones. So to answer your question, yes, we have local ones, but when it comes to convention ships, we comply with the minimum standard, which is okay with us. Whether TASAC, whether TASAC has rules or regulations in relation to maritime pollution,
Yes.
the answer is yes. And lucky enough, seriously, from Bandari College, you can just visit TASAC website, www.tasac.go.tz. Go to registration part, then you will see not only regulations and rules in relation to pollution, but see on navigation, dangerous goods, they're accessible to the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Smart questions having smart answers, I should say. Super. Estela, the student rightly mentioned there are protocols who are dated. There are legislations who are dated versus new protocols. What is your take on this question? And the second part about the TASAC, I believe Mr. Alex Katama said. But the first question requires attention.
Maybe there is no old or new standards, but it's through maybe I can say the events, then the international maritime organizations give attention to those events, because first and foremost is supposed to oversee that maritime is being practiced in a safe, secured, and with a mind of having it sustainable.
Yeah.
And that's why we, Tanzanians, and other countries which are party to IMO, we are supposed to ratify And after ratification, as Captain said, and even Dempsey, it is Leticia, you need to set your own regulations, but have mind for that. For international vessels, they will be, you're supposed to comply to those international standards as a party to IMO. So if there is a need due to maybe the new technology or maybe as you mentioned, okay, those are old ones, but maybe to new environments, or maybe emerging environment, then the IMO with its members, they have to sit down and see what to do. That's why we are having what do you call it? The amendments to the those conventions. So it will goes like that. But the keyword is to ensure that we are having a safe, secure, and maritime environment which is sustainable.
How can stakeholders, including maritime authorities and port operators, collaborate effectively to implement best practices in sustainable operations?
Of course, she pointed out about the engagement of all stakeholders. So there must be a document which identify all stakeholders who are connected in one way or another with the port authorities or shipping or maritime operations. Now in Tanzania, for example, we are developing our national transport policy, but we are also having security strategy. The process which will involve identifying all key stakeholders, so that because if you don't know each other, then how can you collaborate? It's not easy. So the first step, we have to have all stakeholders identified and put together within a certain document which will guide you in the way you should be collaborating in these maritime issues.
So, if I get you right, you're talking about having all the authorities under one roof?
Yes, that one is very important. But also, there must be a legal framework in which, of course,
Yes, legal.
framework upon which you have to be operating. For example, it was earlier mentioned about the how are we complementing each other between the Tanzanian the mainland maritime administration and the Zanzibar. Now we have put an MOU so that we define our collaboration.
The MOU is there.
MOU is in the process. It is going to be finalized soon. So that is one of the mechanisms which will be engaged.
So, Tanzania is walking the talk, we can see.
Exactly. But also collaboration is about these issues of information sharing. This is one of the collaboration as well.
It is yet to come or it is in the pipeline?
We have this MRCC which collaborates with other. Maybe now
What is the MRCC? Whatever you said, for the general public or the media?
Regional Coordination Center, I think, which is being headed by Captain Katama here. But also we have this memorandum of understanding. Indian Ocean memorandum of understanding. Those are the forums which you engage, even not only locally stakeholders, but it's also international stakeholders. Now we have this thing, NGOC, which is a multi-sectoral center, which will be involving all stakeholders involved in one way or another with maritime security issues. So that will be also one of the forum which will be bringing together all the stakeholders for purposes of effectively implementing best practices in this.
So all these are driving the change for Tanzania.
Yes, exactly.
So I believe, like I said, that Tanzania is doing more than enough, or we still have room to do more. Thank you for this insightful input. Dr. Michele, 2 minutes, please.
Thank you very much, moderator, and good morning to all of you. And my apologies if I've not introduced myself before, for those who are coming here for the first day. My name is Michele Stallone, and I'm the regional coordinator for the Port Security Program. I just wanted to provide you with some brief information regarding the role of Tanzania in the process of information sharing. And I will not start from the statement that information is power. It is true. The more information you detain, the more powerful you are. And do you think that United States governmental agencies on the 9th of September did not have the necessary information to avoid what we all know what has happened? It's just because they did not want to share amongst themselves. Going back to Tanzania, 2009, Tanzania was one of the 21 countries who decided to sign the Djibouti Code of Conduct on the repression of piracy in the Gulf of Aden and the Western Indian Ocean. And Tanzania decided as well to host one of the 3 information sharing centers. And the premises is still located in the Kigamboni Tower, where Captain Alex Katama is managing the overall structure. However, we have known that piracy has declined, but there are still other threats. So the same 21 countries decided to expand the scope of this code to include other threats, maritime security threats, like IUU fishing, like drug trafficking, illegal weapons smuggling, and so on. This is also to say that, in coming back to what my officer in charge said, fishing license, who is checking on the fisher? So what the international community is doing now is to ensuring that these information sharing centers are not only specifically managed and staffed by a single authority to fight, for instance, piracy or drug trafficking, but they are gathering officials from a different, technically it's called the whole of government approach. So there is a multi-approach center established down there where each and every officers from different departments can provide the right information at the right time. The concept of need to know has been left behind. Today's challenges are the need to share, and the more information you share, the better, and the better response will be implemented. And so far, for you students and trainees at the Dar es Salaam, at the DMI, yes, I know it since DMI, because I've been organizing training in the past when I was still working at the tower. It's important to know that this center is at present only staffed by personnel who is here from the MRCC, TASAC, and also the Navy. But it should be staffed by additional officers, like customs, because we know that vessels carry on board cargo, so the custom officer can get easily access to the cargo manifest. Fishery inspector, because they, exactly like it was pointed out, the fishing license is within their remit. Police officers who can get access directly through their channel to the personal data of the crew, of the passengers of a ship, or the members of the crew. This is where the world is going today, and I'm happy that Tanzania is going towards that direction. But the sooner, the better. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. When we talk about dangerous goods, and it is for my media friends who are here or for the students, do you have any checklist that is there or to evaluate what are the dangerous goods or how to do a reduction of the risk? Is there anything in place for real? And how do you implement that? Or what are the proposed strategy for Tanzania? We are not perfect. We work to be perfect.
First, we love ships coming with dangerous goods. And there is a dedicated code for dangerous goods.
The code exists. There is.
International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code by IMO.
Yes.
And Tanzania were party to that one.
Yes.
And again, ports, before receiving dangerous goods, they need to have material data sheet for that particular dangerous, just to make sure that you can handle it, just to prepare before accepting the dangerous goods from the ship. As a captain has put it, what do we do in Tanzania? First, we have a dedicated area, I decided the area for dangerous goods. Some, depending on the severity or how dangerous it is. But some are not even kept in the port. It just goes straight to other facilities out of port. So those are some strategies we have good
To ensure the safety,
yeah,
and minimize the risks.
Again, what can go wrong when we say they are dangerous? We need to understand really, okay, we can just say they're just consider what can go wrong. Why should we not keep them within the port? There could be some explosion, that's one. Fire resulting to explosion, leakages, okay, dangerous fumes, all those are dangers associated with the dangerous goods. So in Tanzania, we have a mechanism in place, and we normally check for compliance. Even those people who handle dangerous goods are required to apply precautionary measures as per MDG code. MDG code dedicated to ships and ports, but again we pose those standards because they are important. If we follow them, even dangerous goods taken to shore side will be just causing any problems to our civilians. So that's what we have done as Tanzania.
Thank you, Stella. So if we go a bit further, do we have any emergency response protocols to ensure, if there is any incidents related to safety risk or to minimize environmental risk? Are there any emergency response protocols to strengthen to minimize the impact on environment? Are there any protocols in place related to all this?
Thank you very much for the question. First of all, for our ports, we have got it's a department, fire and safety units. It's a unit.
It is there.
Yes, it's at the port, which its primary objective is to take care of any kind of emergency, but also to be prepared. So there are the exercises and drills whereby their staff has to take.
So the drills happen.
Yes.
The exercises.
Drills. Yes, just for preparedness in case of emergency, what to do within the port, but also if in case maybe there is a major incidents, then the collaboration issue comes in. Then they have to collaborate with the Department of Fire and Safety. In fact, nowadays it's not a department; is a fire and safety. Fire and safety. It's a Nigerian society. It has been escalated.
More Romanes.
The national one has to come in. But also there is safety training whereby the staff has to attend.
So continuous training, capacity
building, correct. According to the IMDG and the standard of the international standard for fire and service organizations. But also equipment maintenance.
Oh, yes.
Yes, they have to maintain the equipment to ensure that they are up to the standard and they are okay to fight any emergency which may arise. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leticia. So before I move to the next level, and it is going to be an important element, the youth, I can take one question from the public before I move to the next segment. Any questions up to now? So we have one question. Can I have the mic, please? At the back. They have the mic.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Elevani Miema from TASAC, FRCC. My question is, as you all know that people, a person when he or she wants to conduct any illicit activities, he or she always, he must explore and trace how the systems functions. For instance, let's take a look on the skylight. The skylight always trap the fishing vessels. Let's take for instance, and the ones who wants to conduct an illegal fishing. I always know that the skylight always can't track a wooden yacht. So I can design a wooden yacht so that I can conduct illegal fishing. So how does TASAC or the liberators drafted a roadmap on or strategies on combating such a scenario?
Captain Chiragi, with your experience and as a consultant having worked with so many other authorities and countries, what are the best practices? Like the gentleman said, there is illegal fishing, or there might be cases of illegal fishing. So, what are the processes that we can import, you have seen, you have developed, and we can put it in place, or with other ports or other regions can put in place to combat this illicit activity?
Yeah, I think this illicit activity, we have, can I say, guidelines or treaties and FAO, including VMS, including port state control for fishing vessels. So I think the best thing is to be part of that, be part of the VMS system, be part of the port state control mechanism for fishing vessels. I think that could assist. But going to the original question, whenever you want to identify people who are contravening, you need to have, of course, technology. I think what he said was technology, the use of technology. And as he has said, it looks is failing, particularly on wooden vessels. But we can combine technology with physical surveillance and particularly physical surveillance. And as we say, it's again collaboration. A fisherman seeing another illegal fisherman can report. Okay, an airplane passing, if they are, they are not very sure with the activities of this vessel, they can also report. So again, we go back to information sharing. It's very key. Whoever sees anything which is amiss, then they should have an opportunity to report that information to the right person. And here, it can only happen if we have what we call a national information sharing center, as we say we have. And I think that could do, a lot, so that people know where to report.
Yeah, this is key. Where to go, where to give the right information. How can educational institutions and youth, especially university students, be involved in fostering a culture of maritime safety and sustainability?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to break the ice in this important question. What I can say, and especially by focusing to DMI, Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute, is through curriculum integration. And maybe from Captain Jiragi or even Captain Katama, the one who have gone through DMI, they will complement well on this. First of all, there is mandatory pauses whereby a student has to go through. And these are all for safety and security and even environmental concerns. So a student has to be well equipped with this knowledge. And it's a mandatory course while going through DMI courses. And beside those ones, from the curriculum, as a country, I think we can say maybe through educational programs. And it has been evidence today. We've seen the ex-student from DMI and the university who are the MRCC, the internships. So through internships and field works,
Yes.
this one also will well equip students to be able to have a culture of maritime safety and the sustainability of maritime. And another thing is through community projects. And this has to do with educational programs. But we can do it also with awareness advocacy, awareness campaigns. I believe this is being conducted well with TASAC. I'm not sure with TPA, but at large for the government, we have got this IMO events, IMO international events like World Maritime Day. We've got Seafarers Day. There is also for AU, we have got what we call Oceans and Seas Day. And even for women, we've got yes, WOMESA. And in fact, WOMESA is doing very well because in order to get engagement of the youth, has started programs, a program which is called Catch Them Young. So the maritime expertise from WOMESA, who are WOMESA members, they do like what can I say is stewardship with the schools. So the members of WOMESA goes there. They've got a program whereby there are a number of schools which are chosen every year, and these schools, they are supposed to start to establish clubs, maritime clubs. So by doing that, in this, we've just started with the secondary schools. We believe that by doing that, we are fostering a culture of maritime. First of all, to know what is maritime, but then to enable our students understand the importance of having a safety and sustainability of maritime. And by doing so to these young students, we believe that it will be easy to communicate at the community which is around them. So with that, as Tanzania, I believe we are doing well. But now, another thing is through collaborations and partnership. The students, during fieldwork, like the internship, they are going to the industry. They're coming to the ministry, to TASAC and all this. So they also get opportunity to be aware of how to sustain the maritime activities and to ensure that it's safe and secure. Another thing is through exchange programs.
Exchange programs, yeah.
Yes, between universities. Not only within a country, but even abroad. And for DMI, this has already started. I think it's now third year, whereby students are getting opportunity to. We've started with the two maritime university. One is the Korean university, yes, and also with the university from Ghana, Regional Maritime University. So by doing that, also students, they get exposure not only within a country, and and I also believe that this is another good way of enabling students to have that culture of maritime safety and security. I just want to ask the audience if there is anyone who has been benefited to the exchange program, and maybe that's what Captain Katama wants to hear. We can see the real evidence.
Anyone?
To say maybe I'm just
So we have one young lady.
I think.
Can I have the mic,
Yeah.
please? Can I have the mic
Sorry,
to this young lady?
Just one.
Yeah. This is factual example. Can I have one mic for the lady, please?
My name's Deborah Martin Kileo. I'm an intern at DMI right now. My fellow who was here, but Wilfrida, she's among the beneficiaries of the program, and right now she has gone for an interview with the BSM company. That's they recruited that last time in the Korea Maritime University. So right now she's doing her interview so that she can get a ship. There are other who are former before her, and they were also taken. Right now they are on board the ship at BSM company. And at DMI, there are students who are
Yeah. What is the BSM, please?
BSM is a shipping company that recruits engine cadets so that they become officers. So through this Korea University training, they direct them directly to the BSM company. They start from engine cadets until they reach their officer. If in engine or in cadets, it depends on the person.
Dr. Michele. And likewise, my humble suggestion, like we had the intervention of this young lady, likewise, other success stories can be shared on social media. It's free, eh? We can share, video messages, extra, or someone who has said something, some quote or something that can be shared, and, post can become viral anywhere and anytime. So it can motivate other youth as well to join in the wagon and to continue. So any youngsters who want to point anything, or what the authorities can do more to engage the culture of maritime safety and sustainability for you or for the young community? Any experience, any point that you want to share? Despite you are not young, Michele. Sorry.
Very, very, very quickly, yes. I might say because I'm a little bit disappointed being a coordinator to assess that the communication flow from the program into the countries to advertise and to raise awareness on what that program on that banner is about does not work. So it means, and you being the communication officer, now that you are in the country and you have established a link, so I would urge to continue on this line, so that whatever we do in Tanzania, but in the other countries, is brought to a wider knowledge of the people, of the citizen. Thank you.
May I now request our dear panelists to have a concluding word? We have other elements, but unfortunately, time is playing against us. And then, of course, I will give the last word to Raj Mohabir to have his say on today's forum. But first and foremost, let us start like we say. The ladies always, You started, Stella, but now I'll give Letitia the floor to start with the concluding remarks about today's event, please.
On behalf of myself and TASAC as well, I take this opportunity to thank you, the IOC and all partners implementing this project, for organizing this forum. It has been a very good one to most of us who has not previously involved in this project. It has been a platform which we have clearly understood this project, and we have we will work out with some assignments to do for ensuring that our areas, especially Western Indian Ocean, remain safe, secure, and also we about the issues of preventing marine pollution issues. Now we understand it's very important to collaborate. Collaboration is very key to ensuring that these strategies come out successfully. So it is a pleasure being one of the panelists, sharing my experience with the audience. I'm sure that this one is the beginning. We'll be having more and more to come. And also, I must take this opportunity also to thank you that you have opened our eyes that there are a lot of opportunities here which can be used to improve our maritime safety and security issues in our country. These type of projects, funding in capacity building, we really appreciate, and you will see us soon. Thank you.
I believe this forum has been very beneficial to all of us. And it is, there's been like a curtain raiser that we really need many more of this nature. And not only to sit in rooms like this, the expertise, who knows maybe the sector, but also to have engagement of the youth so that you can have a real maritime sustainable activities. And I believe that this will benefit to the nation as well as the entire society of this world, because maritime has no borders. And lastly, will be also playing a crucial role of collaboration and cooperation, because by engaging many more stakeholders will be collaborating and the message will reach to the ground. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for providing me with this opportunity of providing my final words. One, shipping is international. It's the greatest player on the oceans. So when we say our oceans, we have obligations. One, to make sure the oceans are safe, but to also clean oceans and safer seas. That's very, very important. With that, we have obligations. I mean, the obligation is, as a country, to be part of the international mechanism that is collaboration through the IMO or the UN. We should be part of the international shipping community, implementing the standards and ensuring that we achieve the big objective, safer seas and cleaner seas. Of course, the other one is internally. We cannot be a good player at the international level if we inside we are not, producing or achieving the objectives. So we need to set our targets, sit down and see how we can work together, collaboration again, so that we achieve our maritime objectives. And the key to that, we should always wish that maritime is also high in the national agenda in terms of policy and the strategies. When it comes to the youth, again, it's beautiful. I'm feeling so nice. I have my students in here. So
Congratulations.
we always love the youth. So for sure, we should engage these young people for them to join the maritime industry. Show them the opportunities. I mean, someone said here the Philippines have more than 100 training institutions. Why? Because there are opportunities. They are sending seafarers abroad, and these people are bringing in cash. And I think cash received from these people makes a big part of the Philippines budget. So there's these opportunities. So when we say our ocean, we are part of the nation, the ocean, particularly Tanzania, we are flag state, port state, and
Strategically located as well.
coastal state. So we are there. You cannot avoid that. That is what we are. So we are part of the ocean. But also we have obligations. And the key to achieving our obligations is international collaboration and internal collaboration. And opportunities, to me, the biggest opportunity is employment. Let's tell the youth, if we train well and we have collaboration with the other nations, we can send our youth abroad working on board ships. And these will be experts when they come home. Then we can say, okay, I can retire now. Thank you.
It was very difficult to conclude at last. After all I've been saying, may I declare that Captain Chang is my teacher and my
Oh my God. This is a success story.
Yeah.
This is a success story.
I was very young by then, but now I'm starting to grow gray hair, skakio. So what I'm saying, I can see what this kind of forums can do. And actually, I'm thinking of having many of these forums within in Tanzania so that you can inspire the generation, the industry at large. We have the theme this year, our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity. Those three words, you can manipulate them the way you want. But what I'm inviting to do is to live by what we have discussed, and we are always open for more discussions for our maritime industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Katama. May I now invite Raj Mohabir, the head of Maritime Department of the Indian Ocean Commission, to have the final word to this event.
Thank you very much, Madhya. Thank you very much, all of you. In fact, I'm very, very pleased to see, this exchange today. I think that it was indeed very, very fruitful. I am impressed by the quality of the exchanges that was undertaken. I'm impressed by your conclusions, that the frontier, as you said, the frontier is not where your EZ ends, but, as you said, that the maritime shipping is a international issue. That the country is not in, we cannot look a country in an isolation. We have to look at in globally. So thanks very much, and we are very much encouraged to come back again to continue this exchange. And I would like to again say to the youth, and I'm very happy that you made lots of references to the youth. We would like to see more and more youth to be engaged, interested, and see to it that you participate in such events. If you have any ideas of how we can engage further, please tell us. We will see to it that not just the youth of the United Republic of Tanzania and Zanzibar that are involved in fora. Maybe we should think of other events where the youth of other countries, the neighboring countries, why not organize an event of the youth of all the countries concerned somewhere through some sort of competition or otherwise. So we'll reflect on that, and we'll be very happy if you can also make suggestions for us to come back here or elsewhere and then link up the youth everywhere. So thanks very much to all of you. This I now am very happy to see that it was time very well spent today, and thanks to everyone. And I'd like to my last thanks to also EU because we cannot organize all these things and do all this work without the support that the EU is providing to us. So thanks very much, and I'd like to extend our thanks to the head of the EU delegation and also to the EU. So thanks again, and enjoy your lunch, and hopefully we'll come back again and interact with you all in one way or the other. Thank you.